Guys, oops, there we go. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Evening Devotion. I'm running super late. I had a doctor's appointment at 2, and I just hit the house about 10 minutes ago. I regret giving her that squeaky toy now. So, traffic was a little rough. We got some major slowdowns too. Finish your treat, Osito. Finish your treat. Okay, I'm gonna have to go in the other room. Finish your treat, buddy. So yeah, traffic was rough. Things were backed up pretty good, and they had a couple of slowdowns. And people just cannot fathom yielding. They just can't fathom yielding to traffic. And the thing is that it's always been that way. It's never been different. So, what are you going to do? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to handle the matter rightly or wisely, and not get upset, and keep my cool and have patience. Proverbs 16:20. He that handleth the matter wisely shall find good, and whoso trusteth in the Lord, happy is he. So in the New King James it says, he who heeds the word wisely, that would be the word of the Lord, will find good. And whoever trusts in the Lord, happy is he. Now, the book of Proverbs, you guys remember, it's hard to get context here. Sometimes the verses stand alone. So let's see. We'll start in verse 16. How much better to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding is to be chosen rather than silver. The highway of the upright is to depart from evil. He who keeps his way preserves his soul. It's talking about our walk as a Christian. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Better to be of a humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud. So this kind of follows along the lines of morning devotion, not being aligned with the world. He who heeds the word wisely will find good, and whoever trusts in the Lord, happy is he. The wise in heart will be called prudent, and sweetness of the lips increases learning. How you respond to things, how you tell people things. Understanding is a wellspring of life to him who has it, but the correction of fools is folly. Folly for them, and a lot of times folly for the ones doing the correcting, because it's a wasted effort. The heart of the wise teaches his mouth and adds learning to his lips. Pleasant words are like a honeycomb, sweetness to the soul and health to the bones. And then very famous verse 25. There is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. Choose the right path. Wisdom is man's true strength, and under its guidance, he best accomplishes the ends of his being. Wisely handling the matter of life gives to man the richest enjoyment and presents the noblest occupation for his powers. Hence, by it, he finds good in the fullest sense. Without wisdom, man is as the wild ass's colt, running hither and thither, wasting strength, which might be profitably employed. Wisdom is the compass by which man is to steer across the trackless waste of life. Without it, he is a derelict vessel, the sport of winds and waves. A man must be prudent in such a world as this, or he will find no good, but be betrayed into unnumbered ills, being manipulated or drawn into things we shouldn't be. We run, as believers, we run headlong into trouble because we haven't learned how to recognize it. A lot of the things we go through, the trials and tribulations, are meant to teach us to watch out for that stuff. The people that continue to do it and think that it'll have a different result, not going to work. Those who realize there will be no different result, turn and go the other direction. The pilgrim will sorely wound his feet among the briars of the wood of life if he do not pick his steps with the utmost caution. He who is in a wilderness infested with robber bands must handle matters wisely if he would journey safely. much like going into a bad neighborhood, or going into a convenience store you probably shouldn't go into, or going into what was I thinking about? I can't remember. Um, you got to be careful where you go. If you're stuck, if you're in a bad way, and you need to go into a store that's in not a very good neighborhood, and there's some rough individuals, you walk in that store like you own that store. You look everybody in the eye. How y'all doing tonight? Walk in that store like you run it, like you own it. This is my store. They'll see that, and they'll go, yeah, that's not an easy target. You walk in with your head down trying to hide, there's an easy target. And I learned this the hard way. Especially learned it in Iraq. Look them in the eye, acknowledge them. They know now you see them, they're not going to try nothing. Because you're watching them. Better yet, just avoid the store altogether. If, trained by the great teacher, Jesus Christ, we follow where he leads, we shall find good, even while it is in this dark abode. There are celestial fruits to be gathered at this side of Eden's bowers, and songs of paradise to be sung amid the groves of earth. But where shall this wisdom be found? Many have dreamed of it, but have not possessed it. Where shall we learn it? Let us listen to the voice of the Lord, for he hath declared the secret. He hath revealed to the sons of men wherein true wisdom lieth, and we have it in the text. Whoso trusteth in the Lord, happy is he. The true way to handle a matter wisely is to trust in the Lord. Take everything to the throne. This is the sure clue to the most intricate labyrinths of life. Follow it and find eternal bliss. He who trusts in the Lord has a diploma for wisdom granted by inspiration. Happy is he now, and happier shall he be above. Lord, in this sweet eventide, walk with me in the garden and teach me the wisdom of faith. So that little end section there reminded me of a movie. Cannot remember the name. It was a long time ago. But these people found themselves in a maze. And the instructions they were given were they had to find their way out. But they needed to be careful because there were a lot of blind turns and dead ends. And the way it was set up, you might walk past an opening and not even see it. So you had to be careful. Most of the people were just like, let's just take off and go. And one guy was like, no, put your right hand on the wall and don't lift it and just walk and follow the wall. That's the best way to get out. They're like, no, that's going to take too long. We'll find it quicker the other way. And so they stagger through the maze for hours, and then they stumble across the guy. They accidentally find the way back. And they said, oh, you're still here. He goes, yep. Have you found any issues? Nope. Keep my hand on the wall. It's going to take me longer, but I'll find it eventually. And a couple of people joined with him and started walking with him, and the rest kept on going. A couple hours later, they run into the group again. A couple more people joined that group and started walking along there. And the other group, the rest of them that just ran around everywhere, they're tripping and falling everywhere. They're all broken up, and they're sweating, and they're tired, and they're frustrated because they keep hitting dead ends. And the other group just keeps walking with their hand on the wall. Never lift that right hand. Eventually, they find the door. The other couple of people that were still running through there never found their way out. And at the end of the movie, they ended up stuck in there. They couldn't get out. And then you had to imagine what happened. But they were stuck. They never got out. The other group got out. The way of truth, the right way, may be a little harder, but the end result is better. And so the world wants to just run headlong and find trouble. But the book of Proverbs says the wise man sees trouble coming and hides himself. The wise man calculates what he's going to do, thinks about what he's going to do, and then executes. And there's an old saying amongst survivalists and even in the military, when everything falls apart and everything's shooting every direction and people are running back and forth screaming, look for the person that's calm and looks like they got it together. Look for that person, stick close to them. They're about to make a run for it because they know where they're going. The rest of the people don't. So the Lord wants us to consider these things. He wants us to think about the word. He wants us to stop and to consider what our actions might bring, what these areas that we go to, whether it's good for us to go there, different things and different activities and different people and all these things. He wants us to consider these. The book of Proverbs tells us a bunch about this and gives us insights into some of these things. This is stuff we need to be careful of. And it is prevalent in the world today. Now, some things you can't help, but a lot of things you can. And when you do that, you will find that you will be much less struggling, if at all, than everyone else. Everyone else will struggle and you'll be perfectly fine and happy. Perfectly content. Especially since you know that the one leading the show is going to take you exactly where you need to be. And you can trust him for that. And he will never lead you astray. And the rest of them are wandering around aimlessly in the dark, whereas we have the light. So trust in the Lord. Put your faith in the Lord. Trust the Word. Jesus Christ is the Word. Heed the Word, and you'll do well. To do anything else is folly. To do anything else invites disaster. To do anything else is to go the wrong direction. So let's not do that to ourselves. Let's trust the Lord. Let's follow him. Let's take his cues. Let's do what his word says, the best of our ability. And stick behind him, stay close to him, and we'll be fine. And when the time comes, we'll stand with him in paradise. Simple. So simple. So amazing. I love you all very much. I bless you all in Jesus' name. I'll see you in the next video.